He had no Hollywood agent, no studio backing, no name recognition outside New Zealand. Yet Antony Starr delivered a performance as Homelander that critics now call one of the most transformative on television. A 97% Rotten Tomatoes score, multiple award nominations. A villain so compelling he changed how audiences experience fear on screen. But the journey that built this actor began where no one was watching. Antony Starr's first steps onto a professional stage began at Toi Whakaari, New Zealand's National Drama School, where he arrived in 1993 on a scholarship awarded for promise, not polish. The program's methods, rooted in Stanislavski's system, demanded more than memorizing lines. Days started with movement training, voice drills echoing down the halls, and hours spent breaking down scripts until every gesture and pause had purpose. Starr's classmates remember the pressure, instructors pushing them to find truth in every moment, even when the audience was just a handful of peers in a cold rehearsal room. By graduation in 1996, he had earned the Rangimari Kahi Award for Most Promising Male Performer, a recognition given at Wellington Town Hall in front of the city's small but passionate theater community. The next challenge came at Downstage Theatre, Wellington's leading professional company. Between 1996 and 1998, Starr worked through the ranks, first as an understudy in Harold Pinter's The Homecoming, then in the ensemble for a revival of The Merry Wives of Windsor. There, the culture was relentless. Rehearsals stretched late. Directors demanded new approaches with each run-through, and every show required a different set of technical skills. Critics from the New Zealand Listener noted his sharp comedic timing and the unexpected emotional weight he brought to even minor roles. On tour with the Pohutukawa Tree, he learned to adapt his performance for gymnasiums and old town halls across the South Island, adjusting to whatever space and audience he faced. For Starr, these years were not about fame. They were about discipline, repetition, and learning how to carry a story in any setting, for any crowd. The grind of stage work built a technical depth that would become the backbone of his later screen performances. Union membership in New Zealand's small entertainment industry was not just a formality. It was survival. In 1999, Antony Starr signed with Equity New Zealand, joining a short roster of actors fighting for fair contracts and a shot at steady work. The union's monthly meetings in a Wellington office above a coffee shop became a lifeline for networking and learning which productions might be casting. Starr's name appears on Equity's 1999 membership roll, and his attendance at workshops put him face-to-face with directors who remembered his name when a role came up. With only a handful of major television series produced each year, visibility was everything. Starr hustled for every chance to be seen. He volunteered for live readings at Radio New Zealand, lent his voice to student radio dramas, and offered to teach a masterclass at Toi Whakaari, the very school he had graduated from just a few years earlier. In 2001, he landed a spot in the Cannes New Zealand Short Film Showcase, traveling with a group of Kiwi filmmakers to present new work to international buyers. It was a rare opportunity, one of just 7 actors selected that year, and it put him in front of producers and agents who rarely looked beyond Australia. Between festival circuits and union events, Starr built a reputation as the actor who would show up anywhere for any project, if it meant growing his craft or making a new connection. He worked the phones, sent out tapes, and followed up with casting directors after every audition, no matter how small. In a market where most actors took second jobs to survive, Starr's persistence set him apart. By the early 2000s, his name was starting to circulate among national television producers, laying the groundwork for the breakthrough that would finally take him out of the hustle and into the spotlight. When Outrageous Fortune launched in 2005, Antony Starr was handed a challenge that would define his reputation at home: play twin brothers Van and Jethro West, two sides of the same family but nothing alike. Van, the lovable screw-up, staggered through life on instinct and bad decisions. Jethro, the calculating lawyer, schemed his way to the top. Starr filmed both roles back-to-back on a tight 10-day shooting block, switching accents, posture, and even his walk between scenes. He worked with the show's creators, Rachel Lang and James Griffin, to keep each brother distinct, sometimes rewriting dialogue on the fly to sharpen the contrast. The gamble paid off. Critics in the New Zealand Herald called his performances a masterclass in character separation, and fans quickly latched on to the twins' dynamic. In 2007, he took home the Best Actor trophy at the Qantas Television Awards, a win that made headlines across the country. International buyers started taking notice, and Outrageous Fortune sold to ITV2 in the UK and the Nine Network in Australia. The cult following grew, and festival programmers began requesting episodes for showcase screenings, putting his range and bankability on the radar beyond New Zealand's borders. Banshee premiered on Cinemax in January 2013, introducing U.S. audiences to Antony Starr as Lucas Hood, a convict assuming the identity of a murdered sheriff in a Pennsylvania town. The role called for hard-edged action, psychological complexity, and a physical commitment that went far beyond anything Starr had tackled on New Zealand television. Created by Jonathan Tropper and executive produced by Alan Ball, Banshee was a trans-Pacific production, blending American action tropes with the sharp character work Starr had developed back home. The show's success was immediate among genre fans, and trade publications such as The Hollywood Reporter singled out Starr's performance as the series' anchor, describing his approach as simultaneously raw and calculating. With Banshee's growing cult following, Starr attracted the attention of Creative Artists Agency, one of Hollywood's most powerful talent firms. In 2014, after the show's first season wrapped, Starr signed with CAA in Los Angeles. This move was more than a formality. It opened access to high-profile auditions and put him on the radar of major U.S. casting directors. At a time when streaming platforms were beginning to reshape global TV, Starr's new representation positioned him for opportunities that would have been unreachable from New Zealand alone. Banshee became his springboard, not just to bigger roles, but to a new level of agency in his own career, setting the stage for the role that would redefine how audiences saw him. Auditions for The Boys began in early 2018, with producers searching for someone who could embody both the flawless public image and the chilling menace of Homelander. Starr arrived in Los Angeles fresh off Banshee, carrying a reputation for intensity, but not the usual superhero physique. Instead of muscle and bravado, his audition delivered a quiet, unnerving control. Showrunner Eric Kripke later described watching Starr switch from a charming smile to a cold, calculating stare in a single breath. That transformation convinced the creative team they had found their villain. The casting decision wasn't just about presence, it was about range. Starr's approach drew from years of character work, focusing on subtle shifts in posture, vocal tone, and the flicker of doubt behind the eyes. Within weeks of the chemistry reads, Amazon announced his selection as Homelander, a choice that startled some fans, but quickly won over critics. By the end of season 1, reviewers at Variety and The Hollywood Reporter singled out Starr's performance as the show's engine, and nominations followed, including a Critics' Choice Super Award for Best Actor in a Superhero Series, and Saturn nods in 2022 and 2023. The role demanded more than villainy. It required an actor who could make power look terrifyingly human. The Boys' 5th season arrives today, and with it, Antony Starr's transformation into Homelander reaches a global crescendo. What started as a comic book adaptation has become a streaming giant, released day and date in over 190 countries. Fans from Sao Paulo to Seoul tune in simultaneously, flooding social media with memes, live reactions, and breakdowns of each jaw-dropping moment. Homelander's speeches trend on X within minutes, and TikTok edits of his most chilling scenes rack up millions of views overnight. Industry trackers report The Boys consistently among Prime Video's top 5 originals, while the show's aggregate Rotten Tomatoes score hovers near 97%, an almost unheard of feat for a series this provocative. Critics in Los Angeles, London, and Mumbai single out Starr's performance as the engine that drives the show's cultural firestorm. Across continents, viewers debate the meaning behind Homelander's smile, dissecting every flicker of doubt or flash of rage. Season 5's launch cements Starr's status as a streaming-era icon. The series finale is not just a television event, it is a global conversation, with Starr's Homelander at the center. For an actor who once hustled for bit parts on New Zealand radio, this is the moment his craft becomes a worldwide phenomenon. As The Boys enters its final season, Antony Starr's influence reshapes expectations for complex characters worldwide. Streaming platforms now seek layered performances, not simple heroes and villains. Talent from anywhere can redefine the screen. The standard has shifted, and it may never shift back. Share your thoughts below.